it's interesting when people look at when people talk about religious experiences or any kind of people might call a spiritual experience or just experience that they would call by those names. Are they scientific? Can you test them? Yeah, you have to kind of get into like the philosophy of science, because I don't think emotions are random. I don't think experiences are random. I think that whenever people declare, oh, it's just a person being schizophrenic, or it's just someone having some kind of like mishap in their brain, how do we really know that? How can we draw a clear line between what's a mishap and what's not a mishap? That's kind of one issue with psychiatry, where it's trying to put all these different people in boxes, and it's not necessarily the case that no one ever gets helped or no one ever fits a box, or the medicine doesn't do anything for it. No. I think that people absolutely can get help by medicine, but it's a very deep conversation. It's a very deep conversation in terms of like what allows, like when do you consider someone to be irrational versus rational, and what's the difference between just being wrong and actually being delusional? So, lots of people would say in politics, oh, this person is wrong, this person's 100% off the rails, they're inconsistent with the things they say. But does that literally mean that their brain doesn't work? What does it mean for the brain not to work? So let's say that the heart is a pump and something blocks the pumping mechanism. You can say your heart is broken. Your lungs bring in air, right? They bring out air. And let's say that something interferes with that. You could say, oh, your lungs are broken, or there's a blockage of some kind. But how do you say that the brain is broken? Unless there's like a clear, serious injury, how do you say like the brain is broken? And how do you know the inner experience of the person? I think that these questions just kind of don't get looked at deeply. And I think there's too much of an idea of don't disagree with experts. It's not that you shouldn't ever disagree with experts. It's that you have to really be seriously thoughtful and reasonable about it and careful about it. Like, for example, the vaccine stuff. Yeah, it's definitely the case that the vaccines help stop COVID massively. And I personally believe that people die at an appointed time, when it's their time or not their time. But clearly it helps stop the spread of like hundreds of thousands of people or millions and millions of people would have gotten COVID had they not taken it. So clearly that works. And I don't think it makes sense to 100% put aside the expert opinion there. Like, I think you can disagree with parts of it, but I don't think it makes sense to 100%